Hello and welcome on Club Pro TV, the channel of your live broadcast of the Club Pro mode of FIFA 17. Tonight we are together for the live draw of the World Cup iFVPA. This live will be in English to allow everyone, or almost, to follow this evening. With me tonight we have Juan and Vicent to live the stream together. I'm French, so excuse me if I'm not clear all the time, but Juan will help me for this. Juan, how are you today?
Great. Thanks for having us. And I'm very excited for this World Cup because it looks like it's going to be a very close one.
Yeah, I think too. Really, really. And with us, so we have Vincent too. How are you today?
Hey everyone, my name is Vincent. I'm fine. I'm so excited about this IFBPA World Cup, um, and we will see who is the.
So yeah. So to begin this live, I speak French 1 minute for my French followers, and I reckon to English just after. Donc bonsoir les Français, bienvenue sur Club Pro TV, donc la chaîne de retransmission live sur le mode Club Pro FIFA 17. Donc ce soir, nous allons vivre ensemble le tirage en direct de la Coupe du Monde iFVPA. Et avec moi ce soir, donc nous avons Juan et Vicent pour vivre ensemble ce live tout simplement. Donc voilà, ça va être une très bonne soirée à passer. And Vicent, your turn for the Spanish people.
Thank you. Ahora sí, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos todos a esta gran sorteo que vamos a tener para la IFBPA World Cup, donde 36 equipos van a disputar por la gloria. Vamos a ver quién será el próximo ganador en esta competición para PlayStation 4, ya para cerrar con broche de oro FIFA 17.
So Ran, explain to everyone this competition.
Sure. So what we're going to do first going to be drawing the seats for each of the groups. So this is basically the most recent champions from African Cup, Euro Cup, and of course Copa America. And then from there we will do the drawing for the rest of the groups. We will go one group at a time. And also, I want to, before we forget, I want to introduce Phil, who is also going to be hosting the draw with me tonight.
It's
How's it
good.
going, man? I'm here.
And with us, we have two Phil. Hello, hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys today?
We are really good. I enjoyed this evening for this draw, and I hope it was good.
I think it'll go just fine.
Yeah. So somebody has to say something, or we can begin the presentation.
I think people are dying to see what group they're going to be in. So why not? Let's jump right into it because people want to see. They don't want to hear us talk. I hear that I'm not a very good talker, so I'm sure they'll be glad to not be listening to us mumble our way through this
Yeah,
draw.
I'm okay with that. So just before, say to us if there is a problem with the stream, if we don't us, or if there is a problem with the screen. Say to us. So there are 8 group. If I don't don't say mistake. So group A to H, and if everyone is okay, we can begin the draw simply.
Let's do it.
Come on.
So
All right,
for
so here we go. Sorry, we're gonna start with Group A, and again, we're gonna do the seed teams first. So these are going to be the top teams from our competitions, and they will be seeding each one of the groups. Uh, so as you could see on the screen, now we have Group A through H, and we will start drawing for Group A.
Yeah, well, so I'm drawing for Group A for the first. So just before you can see the first hat with the seed: Mexico, Italy, USA, Portugal, El Salvador, France, Cuba, and Morocco. It's just
Just to make a quick clarification, sorry. Uh, for the seats, what was determined was again the best ranked teams
yeah,
uh, who are in the FIFA 17 rankings. So not the overall ranking, but this year's ranking.
yeah.
That's
Was
why
last
Cuba is there
champion.
because they've had a good year.
Yeah, was last champion, Copa America, Euro champion, and best team. So for the proof, you will see at the corner right the hat, who is the soft we used to make sure there is no problem, and you can see I shuffle simply, and we begin the draw.
Let's do it.
And the first team, so for the group A, is Mexico.
Woohoo! Mexico. All right. So last World Cup that they lost really bad against France, 6-1 in the final. I think Mexico's looking for a rematch, for a revenge. I'm excited to see how Mexico does. They are informed. They're their current Copa America champions, so they're going to be a tough rival to beat.
Yeah. So the first team for the group B now is France. My states. uh, yeah. I think take it in the group B simply.
So France again, they're the defending World Cup champions. As I just mentioned, no, they beat Mexico pretty bad on the final. So uh, I think it's a tough team. I think you probably know the French team a lot more than I do. So why don't you tell us what you think? What's expectation for this year's French national team?
I hope this team make a great way in this competition. The last is not the best they we make, but before against Mexico in finale, it was just beautiful. So I hope for the friends. And the next team for the group C is Morocco, the last champion.
Morocco, that's basically again, no, it's one of the best African teams, and it's the defending African team. So I honestly do think that right now these three seats, I would not want to play against any of these three teams because they are good.
Yeah, really good, really good. So next, the first team for the group D is USA, United States of America.
I think Phil may know a thing or two about this team.
I don't know
Yeah,
the.
man. They re they rebuilt this team, 16 and 17. Yedlin, their manager's doing a really good job, man. I like the way they're going with that team right now. They got rid of some people that were causing them to struggle. Did a full blown open tryout. That was like 6-8 months ago now, but it got the team heading in the right direction. They practice and they're playing all the time consistently. So, hey, man, they really should. There's some good players on that team.
And they had a disappointing performance in Copa America, so they're looking for revenge in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So if that's all, we can pass to the next. The first team for the group is Cuba.
Cuba, that to me is the Black Horse team. I was even surprised to see him ranked that high, but I'm not too surprised because Cuba has been surprising everyone who they play against. So if there's a Black Horse in this tournament, I'm going with Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah. I never see it play, but I have heard there is a really good team, really. So the next team, the first of the group F is El Salvador.
El Salvador, again, another team that it's up and coming. They're a fairly new uh, team. They've been around forever, but this new management have proven to have a very competitive team. So I put them up there with Cuba, but I think Cuba is more of a black horse than El Salvador.
We have take notes. so for, so the next team for the first team for sorry for the group G is Portugal.
Portugal, great team. I cannot say enough about Costa Port. He's doing a wonderful job with that team. So uh, again, I mean, this is why these teams are the seeds. These are very tough teams. And Portugal, although they haven't won the Euro Cup, they've always are a very tough rival. And I think this is their chance to shine in the big stage in this World Cup.
Okay, okay. The last team of this first act, the group H, is Italia.
Italia, I honestly do think that Italia is probably the favorite to win the World Cup this year. They are a very solid team. I mean, they won Euro Cup and they are very, very, very tough to beat. And if you ask me to pick a favorite, this is my favorite. I think Italy has the chance to take it all this year.
I play many times against Italian teams, and I can say they are really, really good. So we are finished with this first act. So I prepare the 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 the, the second act. Just a second.
So the format that we're going to be doing for everyone watching and listening is that now we're going to pick one team per group. So we're going to go, and the plan is to have uh, two teams from Europe and two teams from America in each of the groups. And then, of course, we will have four groups that have five teams, and that would be either a third American or third European team or even African team in your group. So I think whenever we are ready, let us know, and then we'll move forward to the next thing.
So yeah, so yeah. For this second act, we have 12 teams. So we have Barbados, Colombia, Honduras, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Canada, Venezuela, Guatemala, Peru, Panama, and Trinidad and Tobago.
So again, in this is the American team spot. If basically if we end up with four teams from the same continent, no, which we will it should not happen. So if we run into an issue where we have three teams from the same continent on the same group, we will move that team to the next group. So for example, if we have in Group A, Mexico, USA, and Canada. So we will move Canada to Group B, and then we'll redraw for that spot in Canada in Group A. Hopefully that makes sense.
I think it makes sense. And if the second group was the same, I suppose they go in the group C.
Correct.
Yeah, voilà, it's okay. So I shuffle the second act, like you can see it.
Ooh, colorful.
Colorful, yes. And we can begin the second act now. So the first opponent against Mexico in the group A will be Colombia.
Colombia. Oh, come on, Juan. I want to see what you feel about having to play Mexico in Group A. I mean, Vincent.
Ah, again,
Great reaction.
we will fight with Mexico. Well, Colombia have a great players. They make a great Copa America. The last Copa America. Um, in semifinals, Mexico defeat us, or else we will be the champions in the Copa America. But okay, uh, I guess I smell a little revenge with Mexico. So, well, I don't know what's gonna happen with Mexico. So just wait.
Excellent. Peru. That national team has gone through some serious struggles over the years, but I think they finally found their footing, and I honestly do think that this is probably going to be the best Peru team that we have seen in a while. Team Canada, also a strong team. I think Phil, because most of the Canadian players do play in Phil's league, I think he has a more of an insight than we do about the Canadian national team.
Yeah, I know Horty's ready to get this going, man. They can be up and down, man. I've seen them play really good, and then I've seen them the complete opposite side. So it's sort of hard with Canada going in, knowing exactly what they have, truthfully, because like I said, I've seen them stand on their head before, and I've seen the opposite side of it. I don't know what they're bringing for this next World Cup. Honestly, I don't know who they picked up, who they got rid of. So we'll see. We'll see. They have some talent up there. I know that for sure. I know their players. They got some good players. It's what Horty decides to do with them more than anything. So
Yep,
Canada,
Canada has had some very strong tournaments and then some very disappointing results.
yep,
So you never know what to expect with
yep,
Canada, but they
yep,
do have the talent, like you said.
yep. No, like I said, it's just the consistency of them. So they can upset some teams for sure.
Perfect.
Uh, Perfect.
So, so the next team for the group D, first opponent against USA is Honduras.
Honduras. Oh, do I hear rematch or do I hear rematch?
I don't know.
So the reason why USA had a disappointing Copa America is because they were eliminated by Honduras, if I'm not mistaken, in the quarterfinals or semifinals. So I think this is a chance to get payback for the USA.
Yeah, it's time to work for the payback, USA.
Yep, and Honduras, it's the second place team, so they did pretty well. I think Honduras, uh, they lost the final in the Copa America versus Mexico, and it was a really close game. So I think Honduras could do it again. They could beat USA again and then get them in a really tough situation to classify for the next round.
Okay, so now the next team, the first
Next
opponent
team.
of Cuba. Group E is Argentina.
Argentina. Well, Cuba and Argentina, that's going to be an interesting match. I do think that Argentina, although they're growing as a community, they still struggle in the national team. So I don't know. I'm not putting a lot of hope in the Argentinian team, but I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they do have a great tournament.
Nice commentary. So the next team for the Group F, first opponent to El Salvador is Venezuela.
Venezuela. Venezuela has always been a strong team. They've won Copa America a couple of times. Sadly for Venezuela, they're going through a very difficult political situation in their country. So some of their players have not been as focused as you would want them to be. And of course, we understand that. And on top of that, the access to reliable internet has been increasingly difficult there. But hopefully they will have a decent showing because Venezuela definitely needs that right now.
Okay, for the next team, Group G against Portugal is Trinidad and Tobago.
TNT, that team, how could I say this? They have some struggles. Of course, it's a very small country, so you don't have a lot of talent to choose from. But they do their best with what they have. But I think versus Portugal is going to be a really tough proposition to try to beat them.
Yeah. So next up, the second team for the Group H, first opponent to Italy is Guatemala.
Guatemala, it's another team just like Cuba and El Salvador. They're a small country, but they play together all the time. So their chemistry with the team is at its best. And I think they will put Italy to the test.
Yeah, it can be a good test for, for Italy. So we have four teams left. So the third team for the Group A is Barbados.
Barbados. So the only reason why we're having three teams from American Group A is because Group A will have five teams. So the last two will be European teams in that group.
What did you say? I don't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, Barbados in Group A is fine.
Yeah, yeah, because five team.
Yes.
So
Why?
the next team for the Group B is Chile.
Chile, I think just like Barbados, the, they're a national team that's been struggling. So I'm not very optimistic about Chile's chances in this World Cup. But again, I always like to be proven wrong.
Yeah, sometimes little country can make a really good surprise in this competition.
Yes, absolutely.
So the next team for the Group C is Brazil.
Oh, Brazil, Morocco, and Canada. That's going to be a very close group. Uh, to me, right now, that looks like the group of death. Uh, no favorites so far. All of them have an equal chance to beat each other. So this, to me, is so far is a group of death. Brazil, great country. I mean, huge number of players, and definitely this is the group to watch.
Yeah, follow us in the competition. And
Yes, we'll be
naturally,
streaming most of the games.
yeah, and naturally, the last team is Panama.
Panama, USA, Honduras, and Panama. I am so sorry for Panama. I hope they do their best to stay competitive in this group because you got two very tough rivals in that group.
Yeah, it was the last team, so I prepared the third hat.
All right, so now we're going to the European pot, which will fill out the rest of the groups.
Yeah. I'll let you introduce the third hat.
Perfect. Okay, so we are going to now do the 12 European teams that are left for the competition. Well, European and African teams, because I think there's some African teams that still are yet to be drawn, uh, or Asian, geographically challenged. So European, African, or Asian teams that are left to be drawn. So we are going to start in Group A, correct?
No, Group E.
Group
We
E. I'm
continue.
sorry. Yes.
We continue. You continue
Okay.
with the
So
Group
we
E.
will continue on Group E.
So there are 12 team again.
12 teams. Yes. Can you repeat the teams that are
The
being drawn?
team, like you see, it is Saudi Arabia, Poland, Ireland, Luxembourg, Ukraine, Iraq, Spain, Austria, Turkey, Greece, Germany, and Egypt. So I begin the shuffle,
We got some very big names still to be drawn out there, so we could still have some groups that are going to be completely difficult.
and we begin the draw. So for the group E, the first team is Austria.
Austria. So Austria is going to Group E, Argentina, Cuba, and Austria. I do think this is also very close, but I think Austria has an edge over Cuba and Argentina.
Well, the next team for the group F is Germany.
Germany, great, solid national team, one of the biggest communities in pro clubs. And their team has not always performed to the expectations of the community, but I think this World Cup may be different. I mean, they've always qualified, they always make it as far as semifinals, quarterfinals, but I think Germany is ready for a championship. uh, El Salvador and Venezuela are going to be very, very tough rivals for Germany, and it's going to be a complicated group to beat.
Yeah, I think so. Really, really good team. So the next team for the group D, the third team is Iraq.
Iraq, perfect. That's going to be joining Portugal and Trinidad. Uh, I honestly haven't seen Iraq play much, but from what I understand and from what I've seen, they have a solid team. And I don't know if they are up to beating Portugal, but they could definitely do some damage with Trinidad. So I don't know. Have you played with Iraq? What's your reference? Since
No, I never play against Iraq. I never see play.
well,
So
so far I think they
I
are.
play. I play at night with a couple of those guys,
Uh huh.
and I also a couple of the Trinidad guys actually play on my ACL and AVL team for that matter, and that's actually a pretty good matchup. I think honestly, I think Trinidad can be a little bit underrated, dude. I know some of those guys, and some of those guys on Trinidad is actually pretty good players, man. They're a pretty underrated team, I think.
Yeah, no, and again, I hope I'm wrong in every time that I say that I don't think a team has a lot of chances, and you do know some of the players better than I do. So,
Yeah.
uh,
No, that that
so I
that group
uh
that group G is going to be a tough group. Those teams are pretty well matched up, man.
great,
we will see during the competition.
that's right.
So the team for the group H, the The third team is Ukraine.
Ukraine joining Guatemala and Italy.
So it was the third team in this competition. I never see it play.
Oh,
They
you
play.
know what? I just realized something.
Say
We
it
need
to
to
us.
do something on Group H.
On Group H, yeah.
Yes, we need to redraw one of what was the last team that was in Group D? What's the last one?
The last one in Group G, Panama.
Panama. Yeah, I think we need to move Panama and Ukraine. And I'm sorry we didn't catch this earlier, but if we move Ukraine in that group, then that means that we will have 3 European teams in Group H, and we need to have at least 2 of each continent.
Yeah.
So I think we could redraw Ukraine if you want, but we need to move Panama out of that group.
So you say for the Group
Aren't you
H
gonna
there is three
end up with
European.
aren't you gonna
I'm
end up
sorry.
with 5 in each group from A, B, C, and D anyways?
Yes.
So just make sure
So
the other 2 are from overseas.
Well,
just a second. We make just a little pause. So we are come back. Sorry for waiting. So we just make some verification. It's okay. Just we can continue the draw.
live
So
streams for you.
so we make it live. So if we can be we can have problem. Just it's resolved. So we continue. So the team number 4 for the group A against Mexico, Colombia, and Barbados. It's Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Okay, wait. How many African or Asian teams do we still have to be drawn?
So in this group, in this at, we have. I verify. We verify. We have Saudi Arabia in Africa. We have in Africa, Egypt. Again, two.
Okay, perfect. So we move on to the next one. And I think if Egypt is the last team from Africa in there, then
Yeah,
Egypt has to go into Group H.
yeah. Well, we'll see it. So the next team is Greece.
Greece. That's going in Group B,
B for the
joining
Group B.
France, Peru, and Chile. What can you tell us about Greece?
About Greece, I remember one game. It's been a while. It was a
Yeah,
long
right.
time. It was a long time ago. So I can say words for
Hey,
the playing.
we got
Well,
we got Honduras as leaders in the house.
Hey,
One. Look
so
at we see
one of
that
the
that fresh little face. Dennis Zambrano just walked in.
just walked in from the back door without any announcement.
Properly introduced Dennis here. How you slip on that?
I didn't even know he was on. Here we go. Great. Well, welcome, Dennis. So anyway, I think in Group B, Greece, Chile, and Peru, it's going to be a close match. And so far, either one of those three teams could take second place. I honestly don't think any of these three teams could challenge France for the number one spot in that group.
Yeah, it possible. Really, really, really.
It's
So
possible, but real anything's possible. But
everything possible in this competition. We have seen it.
absolutely.
So the next team for the Group C is Spain. Woo.
Oh, that group just got a lot more exciting.
This group begin to be really, really exciting. Yeah, Morocco, Canada,
Group of Death.
Brazil, and Spain.
The Death Group.
It seemed to
Group of
see.
death.
It seemed to begin to be the death group, like you said. So the next team for the Group D is Luxembourg.
Luxembourg is joining USA, Honduras, and Panama. I have not seen a lot of Luxembourg, but honestly, they got some tough competition with Honduras and USA in that group.
Yeah, I think they have to work in this group. So go to next. The team number 4 for the Group E is Egypt.
So Egypt, I don't think could be drawn in that group just because we don't have any more African teams and we need one in Group H. Correct?
So we move Egypt to the Group H.
Yes. So just to make to everyone watching understands what just happened, we have two European teams already in Group H. All the teams that are left are European. The last team that wasn't European was Egypt. That's why we had to move Egypt to Group H.
It's clear, I think.
Hopefully,
So the next team for the Group E again is Ireland.
the luck of the Irish in Group E, joining Austria, Argentina, and Cuba. I honestly do think that the European teams in this group have the better shot at advancing. But like I said at the beginning, Cuba is the black horse in the tournament, so you never know what's gonna happen with them.
Yeah, we will see it. So for the Group F, team number 4 is Poland.
Poland, where is my friend Ska for this draw? A great team. Poland has very consistently. They have a solid team. They have a lot of chemistry. Joining El Salvador, Venezuela, Germany, and Poland. To me, now this is my new group of death right here.
In my
The
memories, Poland has have a really really good defense. In my
yes,
memories.
yes, completely agree. So I honestly do think that Group F to me just became the group of death just by adding Poland in there.
Yeah. So the last team for the Group G is Turkey, evidently.
All right. So in Turkey, we have also, it's a growing community. Their team has been improving. They made some massive restructure for Eurocup, and they've had some issues during the game. But I think they have a more solid team, and we will see how Turkey does in this World Cup.
Yeah, yeah. So we have four group ready. Group E, F, G, and
Perfect.
H. With Group E, Cuba, Argentina, Austria, Ireland. Group F, El Salvador, Venezuela, Germany, and Poland. Group G, Portugal, Trinidad, Iraq, and Turkey. And Group H, Italy, Guatemala, Ukraine, and Egypt.
But don't you go anywhere because we are not done. We have four teams yet to be drawn.
Yeah, it's not the end because Group A to D we have five teams. So I prepared the ads for, for the next. So just to say there are four teams in the last ads. You can see it on the
Hmm.
screen: Ecuador, Uruguay, Belgium, and Algeria.
Nigeria.
So just a second, I prepare. So it's ready.
Let's do it.
You'll see on your screen I shuffle the list. Colorful. And I take the hats and we can begin the draw. So, the last team for the group A with Mexico, Colombia, Barbados, and Saudi Arabia is Ecuador.
Um, no,
Ecuador.
Ah,
no,
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 no, no,
no.
no.
Thank. So Ecuador will have to move to
Group
Group
B.
B.
Group
Correct.
B to the next group because
Mm-hmm.
Too
We
many
have
four
three
American
team
American
teams.
teams. Yeah.
four American teams is not possible. The next team for the group A again,
A. Try again.
Belgium.
Belgium.
Uh-oh. Did you play against them?
Um, a long time ago, but Belgium is always a good team.
Belgium has a lot of players that reside in France, so you know they will have a very decent national team. Um, so I do think that Belgium is going to be one of the favorites for this group.
Yeah, I think so. So, for the group C against Morocco, Canada, Brazil, and Spain, death group, maybe.
Maybe
Algeria, oh, death group, definitely. Yeah, ready. Al-
Algeria. That they were the favorite African team until Morocco came along and stole their crown, so they
yeah,
want it back.
yeah, I think they want to come back after the last World Cup, but this team finished the group phase first team of the competition, and after they are eliminated by Honduras, if my memories are good.
That is correct.
But before there was the first team of the first group, and the last team Uruguay for the group D.
Uruguay.
Oh, we have to do a switch here because we already have three American teams in Group D.
Yeah, again. So we
Group E.
must take the group C for the group D. Algeria.
Group
Ah, no, we're
it
getting
doesn't
rid.
Group
We
E?
are losing the African Classic.
Yeah,
No, I was looking forward to that match.
yeah. So, but it's the law.
It's the rules. We have to follow the rules.
It's the rules of we have to follow the rules. So Algeria go to the group D and
So
Uruguay.
Dennis, tell me about it, because now that you have two teams that are looking for revenge versus Honduras, USA wants revenge, and now you just we added Algeria, who also wants some payback. What do you think
This
about the group for Honduras?
this group looks a lot more difficult now that you just made that swap. I mean, we were looking to easy 6 points against Uruguay, but now we're gonna have to fight for those 6 points against Algeria due to the rematch from last year. And then USA has always been a dominant national team, so it's always been a hard game for Honduras, even on Xbox against the USA. So that's and I have no idea how Luxembourg plays. So, well, Panama shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, with all due respect to the national team, since they are Central American as well. But with all due respect, I feel like Honduras will take easy 6 points there. Algeria, if they haven't improved their game, well, we'll be looking for another six again, right then and there, possibly four. Give them a chance on the away game. Since the lag is pretty bad.
Wow,
And I'm not
Honduras
being cocky,
firing at
but
all
against USA,
cylinders.
we're looking to give them the 6 points. Since they're our homeboys, we might be giving the 6 points under the table, and so both of us we can go up
Yeah,
to the next round.
careful,
Okay, you guys
careful.
did not hear that. If
He
there's
knows.
any
He
evidence to
knows when
that,
to.
we'll
He
both
knows when
kick
to
him
mind his
out.
tongue. He knows when to mind his tongue.
Wow, this just went
He knows
south.
how it
That's
works.
why we didn't invite the Honduras guy.
I like to bring a lot of controversy to make it more interesting.
All right, so can we review the groups real quick, and
Yes.
so everyone on the stream could just hear what the groups look like?
Yeah. We can do this. So, the first group, the group A, we have Mexico, Colombia, Barbados, Saudi Arabia, and Belgium.
That's
It's a real good group, I think.
I
that's
I,
a really
I
good
do
group.
think that Mexico and Belgium are the favorites in that.
Yeah, I think too. So,
Would
what?
When you want to say something, I believe Colombia wants to say something in regards to what you just guys just said.
no, I don't want to say anything.
No, speak up. We want you to say something. Me and Dennis
Exactly.
have your back. Go ahead.
No. I don't want to speak anything. Um, in English, I don't want. I want to speak in Spanish, but
Say it in
if you
Spanish, I can translate it for you.
no,
It'll,
no, 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 no. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
All right, so Group B.
wow.
So,
That's
for the group
oh,
D,
that's an
B,
easy
we
group
have
right there. I
France.
mean,
Uh,
France should be taking that,
B, we
sweeping that
have
out.
donc, so we have France, we have Peru, we have Chile, we have Greece,
Greece.
and Ecuador.
Wait, I'm seeing a little pattern here. The guy doing the stream is French, and then France has a relatively easy group.
That is very true. I'm not.
I don't know. I want to recount. I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, France got a fairly decent group. I mean, right now Chile. I mean, due to their history, with all due respect, they haven't really been a very competitive national team. And then when it comes to Peru, they're having a lot of controversy within their community on selecting the right manager. So I think Peru won't even pass this to this next round either.
Juan, Juan. Earlier you said that Peru. That you said Peru was on the right track. Why are you saying that? Did you bring in a new manager there? Because that's a pretty big deal within the international community right now.
So I'm saying, based on the previous results from Peru, I think this is going to be the best Peruvian team to date. I'm
I
not saying
got
that
you.
that's going to be enough to get him to the next round, but I think it's going to be the best Peruvian national team so far.
I got you. I just remember you saying something about that. That's why I asked.
All right, Group C.
So, voilà, everyone has finished, so we can pass to the group C with Morocco, Canada, Brazil, Spain, and Uruguay.
Um,
Death group.
This was my group of death until Group
Death group.
F came up.
Definitely Dev Group.
So I do think that that group of death is F, but this is a close, very close second. Spain, I think, should have no problem winning the group, but Brazil is going to have a very tough time advancing just because they have tough competition from Canada and Morocco, who are very strong national teams.
Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, that. So if everyone has finished, we pass to the group D next with five teams again: USA, Honduras, Panama, Luxembourg, and Algeria.
I'd rather Phil's comment on this because I already gave my comment against this, in this group.
I was already waiting on you. I didn't know what road you wanted to go down. I didn't know if you wanted to play nice or if you're trying to stir the pot here or
Let's
what.
stir the pot, Papa. Let's go. You know how it is out here, man.
No, man, that should be a pretty good group though. Like you were saying earlier, the USA Honduras matches are always pretty good matches. So, I don't know too much about Luxembourg. Panama is one thing. How good is Algeria? Juan, weren't you saying that they're one of the top teams over there?
They were the top African team up till recently after Morocco came along. So I do think that it's going to be a pretty good challenge for that first and second spot. I honestly don't know how Panama and Luxembourg are going to hold up against these very competitive teams, other three teams in the group.
Yeah. No, like I said, that throwing Algeria in there can really, I mean, could put a wrench in this for a couple. Like I said, USA and Honduras are expected to move on. Period. Point blank. And putting Algeria in there, I mean, that can set up for a little bit of drama for sure.
Yeah, Algeria, I think is going to give USA and Honduras a run for their money, and I might even take one of the spots.
Could,
Yep. Should be a good
could.
group, man. Should be a good group.
Yeah,
Group
it should.
B. This honestly, I, with the exception of
So
Cuba,
just a second, I made a mistake. So the group E is Cuba, Argentina, Austria, and Ireland.
right? So I do think that the two European teams in this group are the favorite, uh, but I would not count Cuba out yet. They're similar to Canada. They're somewhat inconsistent, but when they come out and play, they come out and play.
Honestly, right there, I could say it's for any of the four teams. Um, because yeah, you're right. The European teams could take it, but knowing Cuba and Argentina, they can bring up some pretty new talent now since their community is building up. So they should bringing in some new talent to to change that out and probably take the spots. Honestly, I hope the two teams in America take this, but it's going to be extremely difficult for them.
Group F.
Group F: El Salvador, Venezuela, Germany, and Poland.
I honestly do think that this is the group of death right here. Venezuela, El Salvador, very solid teams. Germany and Poland also to say the same thing. Germany has been itching. They are a solid team, but they have not been able to win an international title, and they're looking badly for it. And if they come out and play and they do what they can do, I think they have a shot not at just winning the group, but actually at challenging Italy for the title.
Fine, fine, fine. So the group G: Portugal, Trinidad, Iraq, and Turkey.
Wow.
It's a group.
Yeah, I have
Right
no
here,
idea.
yeah, my favorite is Portugal by far. Uh, Portugal, they are extremely solid team. Uh, they have the chemistry, and Costa Port has been doing a great job, like I said earlier. Uh, Trinidad, it's up in the air with Trinidad. Iraq and Turkey, Iraq, I haven't seen them play. I know they have a solid community, but Turkey, I think would be my second pick for that group.
Well. I think too. So last group, the group H, with Italy, Guatemala, Ukraine, and Egypt.
Well, right here, like I said earlier, Italy is my favorite to win the World Cup. So they should have no problem winning this group. Second spot, it's up in the air. I think Guatemala actually could do a decent showing and take advantage of the issues that Egypt is having, that they lost most of their players simply because the government has blocked PSN, so they will not be able to play. So they have to improvise a lot of the players that do have access to the PSN network. So I think Guatemala could use that to their advantage, and even Ukraine. So I honestly don't know how this Egyptian team is going to look with the missing players that they have. Well, let's get ready. This is kicking off this Sunday. So, teams, the calendar will be up shortly. Please start arranging your matches and be ready. Have your teams ready because this is the most exciting competition of the year and it's here now.
Yeah, it's going to be a great competition. I think really. I enjoy this competition. So we are finished, like you see it. So somebody have something to say?
Sorry, the last day to make the oh fuck. Sorry.
Slowly, please.
It,
Please, Dennis, I will speak in Spanish, so can you translate it, please?
yes, yes, I will.
Para todas las personas, el último día para registrar los equipos va a ser el día viernes. Por favor, registren sus jugadores en el roster el día viernes antes de iniciar la Copa Mundial.
All right, so basically the deadline to register your players would be this Friday. Please, everyone, be prompt and please register all your players this Friday, so that way they will be ready for the tournament this exact Sunday.
Yeah.
That was the last comment by Colombia.
So
And on my end, for on behalf of the Honduran community, we do expect some great matches. Um, we could be setting up some if all the teams could set up. One thing I want to say on behalf of my community is that any teams in the European Union and also, well, in the other parts of the world other than other than in America, um, if you stream your matches and if you can get us your highlight reel of your matches up to 4 minutes at the very most between the two matches that you play of the top goals or whatnot, and if you can send them out to Juan Anders, and then that way he can direct it to my producer for Minute 90 Esports. I don't know if in the European Union you guys seen that show. We would like to have a special edition for the World Cup if it may be, that way we can get everything stirred up, and that way all the other teams in America and everybody in the European Union gets to see your clubs, your players that play in your clubs, on the international stage, and see their goals rank up into a top 10, that which we do every single week. All right.
Right,
it's
spot.
great, really. So
Yeah.
I make a little word in French for the French. Donc voilà le résumé pour les groupes pour nos amis les Français. On vous rappelle que le début de la compétition commence dimanche, donc on va souhaiter bonne chance à tous les francophones, bon, aussi à toutes les autres équipes bien évidemment. Et je pense voilà, qu'on a fait un petit peu le tour. On va vous dire bonne chance à vous et bon courage. It's finished.
All right. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and good luck to every single team in this upcoming World Cup.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who see the live. We are over 100 at the top of the of this evening. Thanks to all. Thanks to Juan. Thanks to Denise. Thanks to Vincenzo. Thanks to all, and it was good, I think.
All right, good luck to everyone involved. Thanks for doing the draw for us, man. Go USA.
I like it. The little go USA at the end. Perfect. I love it.
All right, you guys. Hey, thanks for doing the draw, man. Good luck to all the teams involved. We'll see you guys later. I'm out.
All right.
Thanks to you.
Good night, everyone.
So I think we are at the end of this stream. Somebody have something to say?
We are gonna do a a quick recap in Spanish on my channel for the Spanish community because everybody speaks Spanish in the other side other than the United States. So if you could send us this exact draw right there on a nice screenshot or a JPEG so we can share it with the community and we can debate on
Yeah.
the draw that just happened. That would be perfect.
We can send to the video of the live.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can do everything.
All right. I'll send the link within the chat so
Yeah.
you share it out.
There is no problem. So we are finished, I think.
Mhm.
So thanks to
We finished.
thanks to you guys to leave this stream with me. I hope see you next time, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. Good luck, everyone.
Bye bye. Thank you all.
So goodbye to all and see you next time for another live. Au revoir à tout le monde et à bientôt pour un nouveau live.